Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a certified methodology designed by engineer Manea Saeed El-Odaibi. He's an internationally accredited innovation professional and arbitrator. And let me tell you, this framework is going to fundamentally change how you approach problem solving. Seriously, if you've ever felt completely stuck just recycling the same tired traditional solutions, you're going to get a brand new lens to look through today. I really want to kick things off with this brilliant quote. Innovation starts from the eyes, not the minds. Think about that for a second. It completely shatters that old myth of the lone genius sitting in a dark room, just magically thinking up brilliant ideas out of thin air. Real innovators? They operate a lot more like meticulous detectives. They aren't waiting around for random flashes of inspiration. Instead, they rely on observing reality exactly as it is. They watch, they notice, and they spot the invisible friction points that everyone else just walks right past. So, over the next few minutes, we're going to map out this detective's toolkit. We'll cover the innovator's mindset and where to start, the 5 core discovery skills, a practical challenge looking at a sales drop crisis, digging towards deep roots, building the radical solution and experimenting, and finally, the never-ending innovation cycle. Let's get right into it. Okay, section 1, the innovator's mindset. Where do we start? Before we can even touch the actual tools, we have to establish the fundamental paradigm shift required to truly innovate. You know how the traditional way works, right? You see a problem and boom, you immediately jump to a direct, superficial solution. It's a straight line, and honestly, it usually leads to a temporary fix that completely misses the real underlying issue. But the innovative way? We intentionally avoid looking for that direct fix. Instead, we activate what engineer Manea calls the discovery engine. This forces us to hit pause, analyze, and uncover the actual root cause, which is what generates a lasting, radical solution. So the golden rule here is, don't look for a direct solution, activate the discovery process that generates the solution. Moving on to section 2, the 5 core discovery skills. Let's look at the toolkit. Let's rapidly unpack the 5 essential tools that actually make up this discovery engine. Skill number 1 is observation. This is literally the art of watching people and environments with the eye of an explorer, not a judge. It means paying deep attention to the little details. For instance, meticulously observing how senior citizens actually interact with national digital service apps like Tawakalna or Abshare. Or standing back and physically watching how citizens wait and move through municipal service centers. What exactly do they do? Where do they stop? And most importantly, why? Next up is questioning. You see, every single deep question births an innovative opportunity. This is where we deliberately challenge the status quo by asking structural questions to dig up the hidden roots of a problem. We want to look through the lenses of the past, the present, and the future. So you might ask something like, why is a citizen delayed in submitting a request, even though the system is supposed to be easy? Or, who is actually most affected by slow procedures? Or you could drop the ultimate disruptive question, what if we didn't ask the client for any documents at all? The third skill is experimentation. Now, here's the hard truth. We absolutely cannot innovate without failing first. That means we have to build and test. It's a continuous cycle of building a prototype, testing it out in the wild, and learning from the notes. It's all about rapid execution. Think about sketching out a brand new digital interface for the municipal ballot app and testing it on a tiny focus group. Or maybe even building a physical cardboard mock-up for a mobile service center at a community event. You try it, you fail small, and you learn fast. All right, skill number 4, networking. But hold on, this isn't about just collecting business cards at a conference. It's about building a network of thought. A true innovator intentionally surrounds themselves with a highly diverse web of people. You need your work peers to actually execute the ideas, your advocates to empower them, and your inspirers, people from totally different fields, to help you think outside your usual box. A brilliant practical example from the methodology is bringing in a visual artist to help humanize a government platform. Now that is networking for innovation. And finally, we arrive at association. Engineer Manea actually calls this the mother skill, and for good reason. Association is what allows you to take entirely unlinked concepts and crash them together to create something totally new. It's the literal spark of genius. Think about it. What happens if you take the hyper-flexible, lightning-fast experience of a food delivery app and apply that exact model to a government complaint system? Or what if you combined artificial intelligence with field services to create smart municipal inspections? You're essentially connecting the unconnected. To quickly summarize this absolutely powerhouse toolkit, here's how it all breaks down. Observation opens your eyes to the true need. Questioning opens your mind to completely different angles. Experimentation opens your hands so you can build, test, and iterate. Networking opens new doors for a much deeper understanding. And association, that creates the vital connections that generate genuine, tangible innovation. Now for Section 3, the practical challenge, a sales drop crisis. Okay, theory is practically useless without application, right? So let's actually step into the shoes of a certified innovator facing a serious, high-stakes business crisis. I want you to imagine your sales have absolutely plummeted for 90 days. 3 consecutive months of red numbers. The traditional reaction? Pure panic. You'd probably jump straight into a massive, highly expensive marketing campaign or start slashing prices with huge discounts. But as an innovation professional, you have to resist that urge. You don't launch marketing. You deploy your 5 discovery skills. Let's see exactly how that plays out. Section 4, digging towards deep roots. This is about finding the real truth. It is time to play detective and dig way past the obvious, superficial symptoms of this sales drop. We kick things off with step 1, questioning our assumptions. We completely shatter the box. Why on earth did we assume the problem is marketing? What if the issue isn't the price at all? This questioning generates our hypotheses. Then we hit step 2. We observe the reality. We literally get out of the boardroom. Go sit right at the point of sale and track the actual customer journey as it happens. We watch exactly where customers physically hesitate. And the result? We end up discovering invisible bottlenecks that simply do not show up in any spreadsheet data. Next up are steps 3 and 4. We network by talking to people completely outside of the sales room. We go chat with the delivery teams about post-sale complaints, and we interview former clients to find out exactly why they left. Then we use our mother skill. We associate all this scattered data from our questions, our observations, and our networking, and we distill it into one radical realization. The root cause isn't the price at all. The real truth is customers just aren't understanding the product's value in those crucial first 30 seconds of interaction. Which brings us to Section 5, building the radical solution and experimenting. Armed with the real root cause, we can finally engineer the ultimate fix. We aren't just guessing in the dark anymore. We jump to step 5, experimentation, and we do this immediately with rapid, low-cost tests. We tweak how the product is displayed on the shelf. We rewrite the seller script for that vital first minute of conversation. We maybe add a simple visual board explaining the product's unique difference and run live demos. And because we are testing exactly at the actual point of friction, we start generating measurable, data-backed results in a matter of days, not months. This whole scenario brilliantly illustrates the massive paradigm shift we've been talking about. Think about the superficial fix. Hey, we need a new marketing campaign. That sits entirely on the surface. But by using the 5 skills, we achieved a radical, deep discovery. The client doesn't understand the product's value at the first moment of contact, so we need to completely overhaul that initial experience. We completely avoided making an expensive mistake, and instead built a structural, root-level solution. And finally, Section 6, the never-ending innovation cycle. The thing you have to remember is that mastering these skills isn't just something you do once and then check off a list forever. Applying this step-by-step process, questioning, observing, networking, associating, and experimenting, it fundamentally elevates your operational awareness. It creates a continuous spiral. Once you conquer one crisis, you actually ascend to a higher level of awareness, leaving you fully equipped to handle increasingly complex challenges the very next time around. You are constantly building and flexing those innovation muscles. If this framework shifted how you view problem-solving even a little bit, I highly encourage you to check out and support the KSA Innovation Channel. It's absolutely packed with applied models and strategic tools just like this one, championed by engineer Manea Saeed El-Ataibi, to really help you deepen your strategic thinking. I want to leave you today with the powerful slogan of KSA Innovation. Be creative, be proactive, be responsible. Think about the absolute biggest challenge you're facing at work right now. When that next crisis hits, are you going to jump to costly assumptions, or are you going to take responsibility, fire up your discovery engine, and uncover the real truth? The choice is entirely yours. Keep observing, keep questioning, and keep innovating.